What is up, y'all? Within today's video, I thought it would be fun to sit down and talk about influencer-owned brands that I think are worth your purchase. I was also thinking about doing a part 2 to this and doing like influencer brands that are not worth your purchase, and I just really couldn't think of too many. Like honestly, like only one comes to mind, and it's kind of like a 50-50, so I'm like, I'm not saying the brand just in case I do make that video, you know what I mean? But if you guys know any influencer-owned brands out there that are just really not worth it, that you guys think are not good products, or maybe you guys just don't like their product offerings, whatever the case is, whatever the reason is, please let me know, because I was like, oh, maybe this will be fun to do. Within today's video, I was like, let me go over the brands that I like. There's actually quite a few, and I'm gonna tell you guys the products from the brands that I really like, and I think that they're good influencer owned brands. Also, y'all, I'm just letting you guys know, I'm gonna try to I know I say this all the time because like realistically I talk fast in every video, but today I want to talk like extra fast because it is so damn hot. I want to turn on the AC. Obviously I can't, y'all. Literally, like, I have a window AC and it's right above this, like right here. If I turn it on, it is so loud. Y'all know I've been on live before with my AC on, and it's pretty loud, but on live I'm not going for quality, obviously. So I'm like, let me hurry up and make this video and talk fast as hell, because it's like legitimately, I would say like 3,127 degrees outside, and it's only a matter of seconds before I start sweating, y'all. And yes, I still have the beanie on, okay? You guys know I like to hatfish people. Honestly, I feel like hatfishing is like my number one thing to do, and I'm just not gonna take off my hat. Like, yo, I was so embarrassed. I told you guys I was donating plasma before. Please tell me why. I was sitting there thinking like, oh my gosh, like I can go in with my hat on, it's no problem, right? But apparently they take a picture of you and I have my hat on, and it's like a line of people, literally, like I would say like 12 chairs of people. They make you stand up, get on a scale, and they're like, can you take off your hat? I'm like, oh my gosh, talk about embarrassment. I'm like, damn, not only am I huge as hell, I stand out because I'm so damn big, and then I gotta take off my hat. I'm like, oh damn it, yo. So I keep on wearing the hat no matter what. Well, I don't wear a beanie out in public, but I normally wear like a hat. But since I have an overhead light on, I don't have a hat on. Do you guys know what I mean? Any which ways, I want to let you guys know I don't really hatfish, okay? If you guys had watched the podcast before, I feel like it is necessary, if you are a bald man out there, on your dating profiles, at least put a couple pictures of you without a hat on. I do, for every one picture with the hat, I do a picture without the hat, because I'm like, that's just kind of messed up. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want people to know, if you are going to go on a date with me, then you are going to be on a date with somebody who has a big ass beluga forehead. Like, legitimately, y'all, I'm not even talking trash on myself. Like, I look like a beluga whale. Like, when I look in the mirror, I see beluga. That big old boom forehead, that's me. And it is what it is. But hey, on videos, I will wear this beanie no matter how hot it is outside. Okay, I'm rambling about nonsense. You guys already know what to get out of me. Also, I have a question, okay? I'm gonna make a video. It's probably gonna be a little while. I'm just letting you guys know I'm gonna make a video addressing the podcast situation. But since all my friends are right here right now, I want your guys' opinion. I'm kind of thinking about maybe doing like one podcast a month on there, but then also doing like one vlog. Like, say for example, 3 vlogs, because I want to just do one video a week over there on that channel, like how I was doing before. I was thinking about doing like 3 vlogs, like just random vlogs. Like, it could literally be me going out to kick it at the beach with my homies, or like go to dinner, or like whatever, go out. Like, I don't know, just random vlogs that have nothing to do with travel, because obviously you guys know I do travel vlogs on my travel, account. But I was kind of like, what about if I do vlogs on there, just like personal vlogs? Like, shit, even if I were to just like, I don't know, go over to my homegirl's house and sometimes we cook, and like maybe I can vlog that, and then just doing one podcast a month on there. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Honestly, I'm still really up in the air, but I will make a video soon addressing that. Probably, I'm gonna keep it with you guys. It's probably gonna be another few weeks. I'm taking my time for a reason. I will explain when I make the video. You guys will know. Anyways, let me shut up. Oh my gosh, let's go ahead and get into these influencer brands. Y'all, I'm gonna be so for real with you guys. I was going to get all of the products that I like from all of these brands, so that way I can show them to you guys, and like they're products that I have actually used and tried. But then I was like, my desk is a mess, and on top of that too, I'm talking about quite a few brands. So I was like, I'm too lazy to go through it all. I'll just put a picture up on the screen so that way you guys can see the products that I actually like from these brands. You guys can let me know your thoughts and opinions too of what you've experienced from the brands, but these are just a list of the brands that I like. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. When I'm doing this, like honestly, like when I was going down the list of like influencer brands, I'm taking the influencer out of it. I'm specifically talking about the products and how I feel that they are good. Do you know what I mean? So if you guys have a problem with any of these influencers on the list, that's kind of like neither here nor there. I'm specifically talking about the products. Y'all know that I said that I'm working on a video that I'm going to do is kind of like influencers that I trust and influencers that I don't trust, but I kind of want to do a get ready with me, so that's why I'm taking forever with it. And y'all, I'm just keeping it so for real with you guys. I know you guys probably feel like, oh my gosh, this bitch is always talking about he's gonna do a get ready with me, but it's just been so damn hot. Like, I literally need AC, and like since I have this window AC, it's so damn loud that I'm like, I can't like do that while filming. Do you know what I mean? So I literally will start sweating. So I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Like, I probably won't be doing a get ready with me anytime soon. So that's why I'm lagging on that video, because I do know that I mentioned it before. Anyways, I want to start off this list with Lunar Beauty, which Manny MUA owns it. Honestly, I have to say the products that I have tried from Lunar Beauty have been really, really good. I was lucky enough that first of all, I made a video about because he was going through some drama online when he came out with his Outer Dimension palette. And it's so crazy because at first looking at that online, I was like, oh yeah, maybe it's not deep enough. But then he sent it to me and then I was like, oh my gosh, that palette is really good. First of all, I want to talk about that Outer Dimension palette. I think it is great quality. If you guys are looking for a bronzer / contour palette that also has highlighters, I love the highlighters within that palette. I feel like they are not very shimmery. They're the type of highlighter that I like. They give that lit from within type of look, and I really, really like that. If you guys are freelance makeup artists, or you guys just do makeup artists on your friends or family just for fun, I feel like this is a really good palette to have. And that was the first product that I have tried of his, and I really, really like that. Like, I don't want to say I use it on the daily, but I do use it on the weekly. Like, I will reach for that palette at least once a week. And whenever I do any of my homegirls makeup, I definitely will use that palette. I highly recommend it. Also, if you guys are in the market for glosses, I feel like his glosses are absolutely amazing. They feel so lightweight, but they give such a beautiful shine. And on top of that too, the ones that have a lot of shimmer in it, they don't feel gritty on the skin. Like, you guys know I love Pat McGrath lip glosses because they're just so shimmery, but you end up feeling the shimmer on there, which is totally expected because obviously it's like if you guys have any of her lip glosses that have the extreme amount of shimmer in it, like, it's a lot of shimmer. So obviously you're going for that like disco ball type of look. It's meant to be worn out at nighttime. It's not meant to be worn during the day. So I wouldn't say you're necessarily going for comfort. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously it's one of those things that you want to stand out. And sometimes to stand out, you have to pay a little price. Do you know what I mean? But Manny MUA's Lunar Beauty's glosses, I have to say, are, oh my gosh, absolutely freaking amazing. Like, I love them. I think, to be honest with you guys, they're probably like my favorite gloss formula. I feel like I'm just low-key cheap with it, but I did get lucky, and then when they sent me a package, they actually sent me some, so I was like, oh hell yeah. And I actually have repurchased some of the glosses because I think they are that good. Oh, last up on the list, and I thought that I do have like some of his brushes right here, but I actually have his full collection. Every brush that he actually sells, I have it because they sent it to me. And I'm not just saying that because they sent it to me, because I'm gonna be real with you guys, this was like, oh my gosh, when did they send me these products? I want to say maybe 2 years ago, whenever the Outer Dimension palette had came out, which I want to say was 2 years ago, maybe even over 2 years ago. And they obviously haven't sent me anything since then. So I am not on their PR list. They just sent that to me just to try the products. Do you know what I mean? And I have to say, I was like a really, really big fan of it. Actually, I did a full review of the Outer Dimension face palette on this channel. And y'all, I was like, his brushes, I was like, okay, the palette is good. I like the palette, but I was like, these brushes, like, they feel like luxury. They feel like luxurious. You know, I was like, honestly, I really, really love them. So I have to say, those products that I have tried from Lunar Beauty have been an absolute like bomb product, and I highly do recommend. I haven't tried his eyeshadows. I don't know about them. I haven't tried his lipsticks, so I don't know about those. But his lip glosses, the Outer Dimension palette, and his brushes, I feel like they are super, super good. Oh my gosh, how could I forget his blushes too? Y'all know that I love his blush palette. I completely forgot that. Huge shout out to Renelle Smith. She actually sent me his blush palette before, and I fell in love with that blush palette. I feel like it is so beautiful. The colors are so good, and they work on so many different skin tones. I actually thought I had it right here, but I don't. Y'all, it is just so nice. I have to say, Lunar Beauty, I feel like, is really good quality. And you know what's really crazy is I don't feel like too many people talk about Lunar Beauty. I feel like, obviously, because there's just so many brands out there that it's like hard, you know? Next up on the list, I want to talk about Huda Beauty. Now, it's so crazy that a lot of people, you guys know, recently I made a video about Huda Beauty and her whole rebranding, which I'm so sorry. I feel like that whole rebranding, I'm like, girl, you are probably just like reaching for views here and trying to get traction to get sales up again, which I totally understand, okay? But I'm like, so far, the rebranding doesn't seem to be that big of a deal. But anyways, I think a lot of people forget that it is a influencer-owned brand. Huda Beauty started off as a beauty influencer. Well, first of all, she started off as a beauty blogger. Like, she actually had a beauty blog, and then that went over to Instagram as soon as Instagram came out, and then her Instagram blew up, and then she became, obviously, a influencer on YouTube, and then she came out with her brand. I have to say, there is a bunch of products that I like from Huda Beauty. I think that her eyeshadows are really good. They are a little bit pricey, and I have to say, I've made several complaints before about her actual like palettes as far as the cardboard ones, because y'all, I had a couple of her cardboard palettes before, and the corners just got dented. The paper's like coming off it. Like, I feel like the actual component itself is very cheap, but the shadows are really, really good. I love her shimmers. Her mattes are really good too. And then, y'all, I'm just keeping it real with you guys. I feel like out of her big palettes, like, yes, I know she's ended up coming out with like so many different little mini quads and like mini not mini quads, but she came out like quads and then minis. And those are really nice too. But I feel like all of her big palettes are really beautiful color stories. I'm like obsessed with her color stories. But yeah, I have to say all of her eyeshadows I really have liked. I want to say I own like 4 of her eyeshadow palettes. The main product though that I feel like from Huda Beauty that I just can't live without is her Bomb Brows micro pencil. That pencil is my favorite pencil, but I always tell everybody this, and I always get skeptical telling people like, oh, my favorite brow pencil is this, because I'm just keeping it real with you guys. It's not going to work for everybody. If you don't really have any brow hair, you're not going to like that pencil because it is so thin. It's going to take you forever to do your brows. Now with me specifically, I don't have anything in my brow right now, but I have the micro pencil right in the front to where I create strokes with it, and then slightly fill in a little bit of baldness, which you guys can see right there because I didn't fully fill it in. I was lazy today and in a rush. But I love that pencil for somebody with my type of brows. If you have brow hair, this is just perfect to fill in those gaps and to obviously create strokes where you need to create strokes. But in my personal opinion, I don't think that it's meant to fill in an empty brow. If you have like no brow hair, you are not going to like that brow pencil, but that is like one of my favorite products. Also, ironically enough, I have my favorite lipstick of hers sitting right here. This shade is Raja. Last time I did my makeup, everyone was asking about the lip combo, and I felt bad that I didn't like say it because I was like, it's just a regular old nude lip. I thought everyone would have this color, but y'all, her lipsticks are really, really nice. I like them. And then what else have I tried? From Glowish, I have tried her bronzers, which I really like. You know what I don't like actually from Huda Beauty that I did try and I absolutely hate the component on is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. That concealer is like not the one for me. I feel like it creased too much. The component is just so damn messy. I used that like 2 times and I was like, oh my gosh, I have it set in like my drawer of stuff that I really don't use, but maybe one day I'll reach for. And I just don't like that concealer. Also, what else? I used to be obsessed with her Faux Filter foundation, but then obviously that's just a little bit too much coverage for me. I feel like it is a really nice foundation if you guys are looking for something that is really full coverage. As soon as she switched up the formula, I do have to say it did get less matte, though I would say it's a little bit more of a satin full coverage. So I say that it's pretty good for people with all different types of skin types. If you guys are a little bit more on the oily side, you just want to set really well with it. Oh, how could I forget? Speaking of setting, her Easy Bake powder, I absolutely love. I've been a fan of that powder for years now. I have repurchased it so many times. I think that it's a great loose powder. I pretty much only use it right in my T-zone though, for underneath my eyes and for the rest of my face. You guys know I'm obsessed with the Hourglass Veil powder. I think that is absolutely amazing. I would throw it on here, but they are discontinuing it. I absolutely loved the Glowish bronzer. I feel like that bronzer was so beautiful. It was a mineralized bronzer, so it added a nice glow to the skin without adding shimmer, but they discontinued it, so I guess I won't mention that. I feel like there is another product from Huda Beauty that I'm just completely failing to remember, but I just can't think of it right now, so let's just run on down to the next brand, and if I think of it, I will mention it to you guys. Now, this one right here, take it with a grain of salt. I put Patrick Starr's One Size Beauty on here because technically he doesn't fully own the brand. I think what it is that he's just the face of it, and I think that he does get a commission of sales. I forget exactly which company does own it, but basically they are a huge like corporate company that own One Size Beauty, and I think that he is just the face of it. So take that with a grain of salt, but nonetheless it is still, you know, his brand because it's like One Size by Patrick Starr. Do you know what I mean? He's like the face of it, and then I think that he is heavily involved in the product development. I have to say, why did that just take a screenshot? That scared me. I have the mini one right here. The One Size setting spray is absolutely amazing. I love this setting spray. I think it is probably one of the best on the market. Y'all know, I told you guys before, when I went to Universal Orlando and, oh my gosh, what's the other one called? Oh my gosh, Disney World. How could I forget Disney World? I was dying out there, y'all. And I was so tripped out by the end of the day that my makeup still looked okay. Like, of course, yes, I still did look oily, but it was still intact, which was so crazy to me. And it's because I sprayed a crap ton of this spray on, which I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, I really like this spray, but sometimes the smell when I'm spraying it on my face, I'm like, I get choked out because it's aggressive. The fragrance in this is really aggressive, but it's a really good working setting spray. Also, too, from One Size, I like his concealer. I think his concealer is good. I still do have to say my favorite concealer is from KVD. I just feel like that one is thin enough to where it covers, like, how do I say this? It's high coverage, but thin enough to where it doesn't crease on me, as to where the One Size concealer did crease on me, but it was still a really nice concealer. Also, I have to say his eyeliner pen is really, really good. I think that is a really good eyeliner if you guys are on the market for one. Okay, next up on the list, I know this is controversial. I know this is controversial, okay? But Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I really feel like Jeffree Star makes some good products. I feel like he does things that are very different. All of the eyeshadows that I have tried from his have been really, really good. I think the only palette that I stupidly bought was the Conspiracy one just because the hype of it. And obviously I was like reviewing products a lot on my channel during that time. That's probably the only palette that I like. Actually, I wouldn't say I regret buying, obviously, because I was doing my thoughts and opinions about the whole series. So I was talking a lot about it. So I felt like it just made sense for me to do a review of that palette, but I honestly have only used that palette twice, only because I filmed 2 different videos with it, and since then I have not touched it. I feel like the color story is really ugly, but I have to say I love his components. I feel like he puts a lot of work into his components, and I think that that's really nice because it stands out considering there is so much competition out there, and his palettes really do, you know, I would say leave a mark on you. That sounds so damn dramatic to say leave a mark, but you know what I mean? Like, how do I say it? Like, it sticks out in your memory. Do you know what I mean when you're thinking of palettes, because obviously they look so crazy. So I have to say his eyeshadows work really, really well. His mattes are good. I do think that his shimmers nowadays, only because the technology has gotten so good and so many other brands out there have come out with some really, really good shimmers. I think he does need to step up his shimmer quality, because even trying out the James Charles eyeshadow palette, I was like, oh wow, his shimmers are better than Jeffree Star's. They have a little bit more shimmer to it as to where Jeffree Star's are more metallic. Do you know what I mean? So I do think he needs to step that up just a little bit, but nonetheless, it's really, really great quality. Also, I have tried Jeffree Star Skin and I really have liked his moisturizer. I feel like that's like a hot take because people obviously say like, oh, you know, there's some fragrance inside the product or whatnot, but I feel like it was mild enough to work for my skin. His lip scrubs are really good too, but then also everyone always talks about that and says it's literally just sugar, so you can just rub sugar on your lips. I like his. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys for the flavor, because I'm like, low-key, the flavor is really good. What else have I tried from Jeffree Star Cosmetics? Oh, his highlighters. Back in the day, I used to like his highlighters, and y'all, I have to say back then they were so iconic because they were just so reflective. Nowadays, I just would not reach for that because it's just way too shimmery for me. And you guys know that I really don't like a highlighter anymore because I do have, you know, a little bit of aging skin right there, and I'm like, I'm not trying to emphasize that whatsoever. So putting a highlighter on it really emphasizes it. But if you guys are looking for a super reflective highlighter, his are really, really good. Let's go ahead and get to the last one on the list, y'all. I feel like, oh no, there's two more on the list, but then I feel like one is closed down. So let's go ahead and talk about Dose of Colors first, which is owned by, oh my gosh, y'all, I'm so sorry, I forgot her name right here. It's Anna something, I forget what her name is, but she is also an influencer and she created Dose of Colors, and I have to say, every product that I have tried from Dose of Colors has been a really good product. I have one of her eyeshadow palettes, which is like the Baked Browns palette. Y'all, her mattes are really nice. Her shimmers are so beautiful. They are so good. Her lip products are so bomb. Actually, oh damn, I thought I had one right here too. Why am I feel like I am just seeing things, to be honest with you, because oh, I know I'm not seeing things. I swear, I was like, y'all, every single time that I'm also wearing like a nude matte lipstick, this is what I wear right here, the shade Cork. Absolutely love it. Sometimes what I do is like put this on like as a lip liner and then put Raja in the center, only because these feel so nice on the lips. Also, I have to say, what else have I tried from Dose of Colors that I really liked? My homegirl has the foundation, and I tried her foundation, and I'm like, y'all, it's really, really nice. What else? There was another product that I had tried. Her lip oils. Okay, now I have tried Dose of Colors lip oils before, but take this with a grain of salt, y'all. It's not a typical lip oil. They're called like a hint lip tint or tint lip tint or something. I'll put the name up on the screen. I'll put the product up on the screen. They are really nice lip tints, but I have to say this though. It's classified as a lip oil, but y'all, the color is strong on there, okay? It feels really, really nice on the lips. It gives a whole lot of pigment. But if you guys are looking for like a sheer, you know, lip oil, kind of like the Rem one, it is not going to be like this whatsoever. I would say it's pretty opaque with the pigment. So it's something kind of like this Nude Sticks right here. You guys know back in the day, I used to love this Nude Sticks. This actually has a good amount of pigment to it. And I would say that's what the Dose of Colors one is like, but it feels like a lip oil. So if you guys are looking for something that does have a high amount of color and then also feels like a lip oil, then you will like the Dose of Colors one. But I feel like what stands out to me from them are their lipsticks. I love their liquid lipstick formula. I think it's a really good formula. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Dose of Colors was actually one of the first big, like, how do I say it, liquid lipstick formulas out there on the market. I remember them back in the day. Everyone and their mom was talking about them. And I feel like that was like the it product to have during Christmases. They would even come out with like Christmas sets. I want to say in like 2017, around that time. Anyways, last up on the list, okay, this is the one that I'm kind of like, okay, I feel like the brand is closed because I keep on checking on this because the amount of times that I recommend these Hindash palettes is insane. Hindash, I have tried their liquid eyeliner as well as their eyeshadow palettes, okay? I have both of the eyeshadow palettes, and I have to say, Those are my two favorite palettes ever created. I feel like if I was ever going to go anywhere, they're both matte, okay? They don't have shimmers at all, but I have to say I would take those with me everywhere because you could use them for blush, you could use them for contour. Y'all, the color arrangements within there, being that they are ombre, oh my gosh, I am absolutely obsessed with those palettes. First of all, I feel like they are the most amazing formula ever. They do not ever fall out. There's no fallout that you're going to get on your face, and it's so crazy to me because they have such color payoff that you would be like, oh, there's going to be fallout. No, there's no fallout, unless maybe you're taking like an angled brush. Let's say, for example, if you were taking an angled brush like this, obviously it's going to bounce and then some will come off. But if you're taking a blending brush and you're just taking some color from it and like dusting it in the crease, there's not going to be any fallout. His formula is absolutely insane, and I am so sad by this because, y'all, I am so obsessed with those palettes. You have no idea that I feel like when they run out, I'm going to cry. You guys know recently I did not a my thoughts. I did a get ready with me talking about baby reindeer, and I used those palettes within my video. And I have to keep it real. I'm going to be sad whenever those palettes run out because I think that his brand is closed. Like, I keep on going back to his site and everything says sold out, and it's been saying that for months because a couple of my homegirls are like, "What eyeshadow palettes do you recommend?" I show them those palettes and they're like, oh my gosh, they're so beautiful because they're so unique, and they're like not for sale anymore, which makes me so damn sad. Also, I have tried, my homegirl has his liquid eyeliner. That is a bomb. Very, very fine liquid eyeliner, and y'all, it stays in place. It's such a good eyeliner. So that's why I'm like, he created some really good products, and he is such an amazing makeup artist. Like, y'all, I love listening to him just talk. I feel like his voice is so soothing that I'm just kind of like, oh, I hope his brand is not closed. I'm hoping that maybe he's like changing it up. I really don't know, but honestly, I feel like his eyeshadows were literally the best mattes that I have ever tried in my whole entire life. So I'm really kind of sad if his brand is closed. Anyways, I have to keep it real with you guys. I have thought about this video like all morning, and I was sitting here like for a good 2 hours, y'all, because I was doing some editing, and on top of that too, I threw on a little bit of makeup, and I'm trying to go over influencer brands, and I feel like I am forgetting somebody's that I have tried before that I really liked, but these are just the ones that stood out to me that I really do think that are worth the coin. I apologize for talking about Hindash, but you guys know I'm just keeping it real with you guys. Like, whenever it comes down to doing like a full face of like favorites, Hindash are going to be my mattes. I am so sorry. I just feel like his mattes are just so amazing. So I apologize for like always talking about Hindash, and maybe the products are still not for sale, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe if more people request for him to like just sell the palettes only, like maybe he doesn't have to have a full brand, I don't know, just sell those palettes, then maybe he'll come out with them. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. Anyways, if I forgot any influencer brands that you guys have tried, please leave them down below. I'm really curious to know what your guys' favorite influencer beauty brand is. Please let me know if there is any influencer brands that you absolutely hate that you think are not worth the coin, because I would like to do a video about that too, but I couldn't really think of many on that. So anyways, make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.